Hi and welcome to today's video. I'm Lauren and today I have a really exciting video. I'm here in a very beautiful garden in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, and I've got an opportunity today to do some sketches and paintings of some of the flowers in this garden. So join me in this video. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be using watercolors. I'm going to work in my sketchbook and I'm going to do plein air painting with the flowers in front of me, and I'm going to try work as fast as possible. I don't have too long for each flower and I want to show quite a few flowers because there's a lot of beautiful flowers in this garden, like these amazing orchids behind me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get into the video. I'm just starting to set up my space now. I've got this board that I'll be working on, and I have some palettes of watercolor as well as the sketchbook. And I'm just going to have a little closer look at these beautiful orchids. So these are the Dendrobium nubile orchid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but so beautiful, like lots of purples and a little bit of pink on them as well. So I'm going to start with this purple color. It's like a light purple, and I'm looking really closely now at the leaves as I paint and just trying to get the shapes right. There's these kind of petals that go out to the sides, and then one or two at the top and bottom as well as to the sides. So I'm going to do probably about 2 flowers, and yeah, I love the shape of the orchid petals. They're so distinctive. And I'm also going to do the stems and sort of flowing between them with the leaves as well. Now I'm going to take a slightly darker color and trying to mix it. I'm going to have to use a little bit of a blue into the purples that I have just to kind of get that right tone. But this is in the center part of the bottom petal of the orchid, and it's sort of like a heart shape. It's quite dark. It's maybe a little bit darker than what I'm painting, but this is just a very loose and expressive day of painting and just trying to get these flowers onto the page and not think about it too much, which is something I say in a lot of my videos because that is a way that I really do love to paint. So this is now I'm going to be doing the leaves, and they're quite an interesting color, the orchid leaves. Maybe a tiny bit brighter than this, but I like the shape that I've got going on here, and I just want to add a little bit more detailing to the bottom petals of the flowers. So this is where I'm going to leave these orchids. This is how the painting turned out. And yeah, these were so much fun to paint. And let's go explore and find some more flowers. I think I found the flowers. These are the beautiful darling Vygies, and they're just so bright, and these are going to be a lot of fun to paint. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of yellow for the center parts. It's kind of like a circle, and then from the circle are like little parts sticking out. So I'm going to create a couple of flowers for this, maybe about 5 flowers on this page. And yeah, they're just so bright to look at, those beautiful colors. I'm not sure I have this exact color, but I'm using kind of a bright pink, and daisies are one of my favorite things to paint, and Vygies are kind of very similar to daisies. So I just love painting them. It's such a like flowing movement, and so I'm trying to do like kind of a thin brush stroke because they have a lot of petals going around, And yeah, it's just so nice to be painting here in this garden. There's also some beautiful aloes in the background. They've just gone off season now, and we're just heading into spring in South Africa. So all the flowers are just blooming so nicely in the gardens, and it's lovely to see. I'm also painting some of the little I think like the leaves, I guess. I don't know what you would call them. I guess they are the leaves, or just other parts of the plant. They're with a sort of aquamarine, sort of green color. And then I'm also doing this dark pink on the petals as well to really help them stand out. Right next to where I've been painting the Vygies, there are these beautiful yellow Cape daisies with these really interesting leaves as well, quite different to other types of daisies. There's so many of them growing on the grass, and the insects really, really love them. I saw this beautiful butterfly, so I'm going to do a painting of these as well. Even the little bees love them as well, just so much nectar on these. And so I've done about 5 of them, painting them in a similar way to how I did the Vygies. And I'm doing these sort of loopy leaves that they have. It's a very distinctive feature of these daisies, and very different, like I said, to other types of daisies that we have here in South Africa, and I think also daisies around the world as well. So lots of these loops to make up the petals. What a beautiful spot this has been to paint in, and now let's go exploring and see where else and what else we can find to paint in this beautiful garden. The inspiration is limitless, and here are some beautiful orange Clivias. This is a nice shady spot since these plants really like a little bit of shade. And yeah, I have done a acrylic painting of Clivias before, but this will be my first time with watercolors. So I'm really excited to capture the features of these beautiful flowers. They come in a few different colors, but the orange ones are probably the ones that you'll see the most. So I'm doing now the petals, just sort of the outline, and then the Clivias have this beautiful like tube kind of thing that goes down, and there's usually quite a few flowers clumped in a cluster together. So I want to kind of show that in this art, in this painting, but I don't have so much space on this page, so I'll probably only do about 3 flowers and just try to get all the detailing in as much as possible. They have this yellow scented part, and yeah, the colors sort of lighter on the tube part of the flower, and then there's like a brighter orange on the petals, and all of the flowers are connected to each other, sort of like offshooting from this main stem. And then the leaves are like these long, long sort of leaves with stripes on them. So I definitely want to show that here with this. I'm really enjoying listening to all these beautiful birds. The tree that I'm sitting under currently has always a lot of birds. I'm actually not sure exactly what the tree is, but for some reason they just love, love, love this tree. So it's so lovely to hear all the birds as I'm painting these beautiful clivias. And that's a finished clivia artwork. I'm really happy with it. Next up, I found this wonderful poinsettia. This is actually one of those Christmas plants that can be planted in the ground and can grow to be a really, really beautiful big plant that has lots of these beautiful poinsettia flowers on it. So I'm starting out with these middle parts of the flower. It's like a little yellow tip with green going down, and that is, there's a few of them that are in the center of the flower, And then I'm going to look at these petals, and they're all different kinds of shapes, kind of in layers. So I'm going to start with the smaller ones and then layer some of the bigger ones underneath as I go. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I just really love painting red flowers. It's the same with roses. I've just always like really enjoyed the vibrancy of painting red. I don't know, it's yeah, I guess there are quite a few different flowers with red, but this poinsettia is really standing out today in the garden, and that is how the painting turned out. Next up, I've come across this foxglove. It's kind of on its own in the garden, but it's just so beautiful. It hasn't really opened totally fully, or maybe it's sort of on the end. But yeah, just really inspiring. It's just got such beautiful flowers and little details on it. So I'm starting out by making these shapes. It's kind of like a bell shape with a little loopy line at the bottom, and I'm going to paint a few of them and sort of overlap them and use I think I might have the right colors for this in the watercolors. I've got this light pink, and then using some like darker pinks on top of it, and just building up those layers, which is so important with watercolors, is just keep adding layers and layers of color until you get kind of the required thing that you want. And yeah, just adding in the green now onto these beautiful flowers. And yeah, lots of this extra dark pink, and then the dots. And I'm going to also just do a couple of lines for detailing as well. Where I've been painting this foxglove, there's also some beautiful cymbidium orchids. They are so stunning. So they're sort of in some clivias, and these are gorgeous. So I'm going to try to paint these. I don't think I have the exact color because they're sort of like a very pale yellow, yeah, not creamy kind of color, which I don't really think I have here, but I'm gonna make do with what I have and just try to get the shapes and sort of that's looking as close to the flower as possible. And it's looking quite bright on the camera, but in real life it's more of like a lighter yellow that is on the page right now. And yeah, just such a beautiful flower. It's so different to the orchids in the beginning that we painted at the start. And these ones have like a little bit of a bright yellow in the middle, and then they have like these beautiful reddish dots lining the bottom part of the petals. So I definitely want to include those in this painting. So I'm just about at the end of this beautiful orchid painting and experience, and let's have a look at all of the drawings finished. So I added a bit of a border with acrylic paint to these in my sketchbook, and it's just really nice to look back at these pictures and these sort of foster watercolor studies, and hopefully I'll turn some of these into some larger paintings in the future. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. and watch out for more videos like this, and I'll see you again soon.